In the gilded haze of Le Chateau Lumiere, where crystal chandeliers dripped light like molten gold over velvet booths, Amelia Mia Harlow navigated the evening rush with the poise of a dancer on a tightrope. At 28, she was a vision of understated allure, honey blonde curls pinned back in effortless waves, hazel eyes that sparkled like sun-kissed amber, and a smile that curved like a secret shared with the stars. To the elite patrons, she was simply Mia the waitress, the one who anticipated needs before they bloomed, who refilled wine glasses with a grace that masked the ache in her feet from 12-hour shifts. But beneath the crisp black apron lay a tapestry of quiet triumphs. Mia was the clandestine force behind Harlow Horizons, a renewable energy conglomerate that powered half the city's green initiatives, forged from her widowed mother's ingenuity and her own relentless vision. She served tables not for survival, but for solace, to listen to the world's unfiltered pulse, to remember that true wealth bloomed in empathy, not empires. Julian Jules Kensington was the storm that disrupted her serene rhythm. 35 and sculpted by privilege, with tousled chestnut hair that begged to be tousled further, piercing cobalt eyes that commanded silence, and a frame honed by private jets and yacht decks, he was the tech titan whose apps dictated billions' daily rhythms. Kensington innovations had revolutionized connectivity, yet Jules remained adrift, his heart a fortress of isolation, built brick by sarcastic brick after a childhood shadowed by his father's cutthroat legacy. He dined alone that Friday, fresh from sealing a merger that swallowed startups whole, his laughter a bark as he regaled his empty table with tales of conquest. Money's just numbers, he drawled to no one, swirling a vintage Bordeaux. Real power? It's in the dare. MIA's section that night included his booth. She approached with the specials, her voice a soft lilt amid the clink of silverware. The seared scallops with truffle essence, sir? Paired beautifully with your wine. He glanced up, appraising her like a flawed diamond. Make it quick, darling. I've got empires to dismantle. The order placed, she returned with plates steaming like whispered promises, only for Jules to summon her again minutes later, fork stabbing the air. This is inedible. Send the chef, now. His tone sliced sharper than the accusation warranted. The scallops were flawless, a testament to the kitchen's craft. The chef, harried and proud, arrived wiping flour-dusted hands. Jules leaned back, smirking. You call this gourmet? I eat better on my jet. Laughter rippled from nearby tables, sycophants eager to echo the mighty. Mia stood sentinel, her hazel gaze steady as she interceded. Sir, perhaps a replacement? On the house. Jules's eyes locked on hers, amusement curling his lip. Generosity from the help? Cute. But tell you what, I'll pay triple if you can make it worth my palate. Otherwise, tip 0. Deal. The diner hushed, a collective breath held. MIA's pulse quickened, not from fear, but from the familiar spark of injustice. She'd seen his type, wolves in bespoke wool, devouring the vulnerable to sate their egos. Her mother's voice echoed, challenge the storm, my love, it might just break. Triple's generous, she replied, voice hunted steel. But if you're so bold with billions, why not a real wager? Transfer $5,000 to the city's homeless shelter fund, right now, via your phone. If you dare. Or is talk cheaper than your apps? Gasps fluttered like startled birds. Jules froze, fork midway to his mouth, then threw back his head in a guffaw that echoed off the frescoed ceilings. A waitress schooling me on charity? Bold. Fine, watch and weep. He pulled out his sleek device, fingers flying across the screen. The table's eyes widened as the transaction pinged through, verified by the diner's Wi-Fi receipt printer, a quirky perk for high rollers. $5,000, wired instantly to the shelter Mia quietly championed through anonymous grants. There, he sneered, tossing his napkin like a gauntlet. Happy. Now fix my plate, or join the line at that shelter yourself. The chef retreated, stunned. Patrons murmured, phones discreetly capturing the spectacle. Mia didn't flinch. Instead, she smiled, a radiant, knowing curve that lit her features like dawn. Thank you, Mr. Kensington. But dares demand reciprocity. She slipped her own phone from her apron pocket, a modest model beside his fortress of tech, and tapped once. The printer whirred again, spitting out a confirmation. Not 5, but 5 million, matched and multiplied, from the account of Harlow Horizons Foundation, earmarked for the shelter's expansion into youth programs. Gasps escalated to a collective inhale. Jules's smirk faltered, cobalt eyes widening as recognition dawned. You're Harlow, the ghost behind the Green Revolution? The one whose patents tanked my solar bid last quarter. He half rose, chair scraping like a confession. Mia nodded, unpinning her curls to let them cascade free, transforming from server to sovereign in a heartbeat. Guilty. I wait tables to stay grounded. Jules. To see the world beyond spreadsheets. Your merger. It crushed families in those startups. Real lives, not lines on a P&L. I dared you not to humiliate me, but to prove if your power had heart. The restaurant fell into reverent silence, then erupted in applause that swelled like a tide. Strangers cheered. The chef beamed, vindicated. Jules sank back, face ashen then flushed, the weight of his shallowness crashing like waves on his armored shore. God. Mia. I've built walls, not bridges. That transfer. It was a joke to me. Yours. It's salvation. Vulnerability cracked his voice, raw as exposed wire. In that booth, amid cooling scallops and spilled wine, he confessed, the loneliness of summits, the echo of empty victories, the boy who'd watched his father equate worth with wealth. Mia slid into the seat opposite, her hand bridging the gulf, warm, steady. Wealth isn't the villain, Jules. Arrogance is. But redemption. It's in the wager you just won, yourself. She shared her scars then, the mother's illness that birthed her empire, the night scrubbing floors to fund prototypes, the vow to wield power with palms open, not fists clenched. In her candor, he glimpsed a mirror, two souls, gilded yet adrift, seeking anchors in authenticity. What bloomed wasn't conquest, but convergence. Jules dismantled predatory clauses in his next deal, funneling profits into Harlow's clean energy scholarships. He shadowed her shifts incognito, learning the poetry in poured coffee, the dignity in dash tips. Mia taught him stargazing on Brooklyn roofs, where constellations mocked boardroom maps. Love ignited not in fanfare, but in quiet transfers, of trust, of time, of tears shared over midnight confessions. Their story leaked via a patron's viral clip, the Waitress's dare, the Billionaire's blanch, the revelation that leveled empires. It rippled globally, inspiring flash funds and forgiveness, proving that true shocks aren't in fortunes unveiled, but in hearts laid bare. Months later, under a canopy of solar-lit vines at a Harlow gala, Jules knelt, not with rings, but with a vow etched in code, to dare forever, with you. Mia, radiant in emerald silk, whispered back, transferred and accepted. In a world of facades, MIA's challenge echoed eternal. Dare not just to give, but to see. It touched millions, not for the shock of wealth, but for the power of one ordinary voice to shatter extraordinary illusions, weaving souls into tapestries of unbreakable grace. Thank you for watching this story till the end. Sparkles. If it touched your heart, please support us. Thumbs up sign, give it a like. Speech balloon, share your thoughts in the comments. Bell, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Your support helps us create more stories that inspire and make you believe in miracles. Your participation means a lot to us. Heavy Blackheart Hash.